Time for the news. You can't use for Mika. It's been nearly a week since one of the presidential candidates appeared on a late-night comedy show. Can you believe that?
No.
We were starting to forget what their human sides look like.
Exactly, the scripted ones. I love that.
So great, the planned
Luckily,
spontaneity.
Barack Obama was able to carve out a little time, again, for David Letterman.
Thank God.
Here we go. Top 10 surprising facts about Barack Obama. Number 10.
My first act as president will be to stop the fighting between Lauren and Heidi on the hills.
Thank you very much.
Earlier today, I bowled a 39.
Yeah.
It's the birthplace of Fred Astaire.
What?
Sorry, that's a surprising fact about Omaha.
Oh.
This has nothing to do with the top 10. But what the heck is up with Paula Abdul?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what a cabinet.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
And the number one surprising fact about Barack Obama.
I have not slept since October.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Glad somebody stepped in on that Hills feud. Heidi,
Yeah,
Lauren.
it was good for him to do that.
Somebody had to do
Yeah.
it.
Jimmy
I'm glad
Carter
he read
maybe
that prompter. That
broker a
was
peace
awesome.
between those two.
That was funny.
Bring them to the table of brotherhood. As journalists, we've tried to remain neutral in the ongoing competition between Japan and India to claim the title of world's strangest
yes, I was
country.
waiting for this.
That's important that
Yeah.
we do that.
Well, today, I'm here to tell you we can no longer in good conscience remain silent. NBC News now prepared to call the contest for India.
Are you sure?
Yes, after you see this next breathtaking video, I think you'll understand why we're doing that. Before I show you, though, I should tell you that none of the babies
What?
you're about to
What?
see were injured.
No.
Ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
What?
That's a live baby.
Oh my God. Oh my.
What?
It's a ritual. It's a religious tradition where babies are dropped 50
Oh
feet
my God!
onto a cloth sheet. They say it makes
What?
children stronger. Now watch how cavalier these guys are. Hey, yep, here comes another one. Bang, boom. Pass it on back.
Lord!
Pass it back. We got another one coming in hot. If that's not enough to clinch it, a couple more things a little bit more fun. Guy pulling a train with his ponytail. That's a Guinness World Record. He hooked up 3 or 4 train cars, 35 tons to his ponytail, and dragged that thing on down the tracks, breaking his own Guinness World Record where he pulled a bus just last year. Congratulations to you, sir. And then moving on, we have one more record. A guy lifting weights with his mustache.
Okay, I'm going to be sick,
That's
actually.
a 22 pound.
You know what?
This is just trash. This is the best you've done.
That is a 22
This might
pound
be a
weight.
hallmark
Look
that
at
you
that
can't use.
stoic demeanor as he lifts the weights with his mustache. The enchanted
I love it.
Isle
I'm
of Puerto
excited.
Rico. You can't help but have a good time when you're down there. I go down there frequently. I was married in Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
I love the place. Hillary Clinton had a blast down there over the week. She
did.
spent Memorial Day weekend in Puerto Rico. What better place? Here she, look at her dancing, bopping her. Ooh,
Oh, like a George Bush.
that was
okay.
Bush-esque.
Yeah.
Tipping a Presidente there with the guys, knocking that back, kind of like that
Oh,
shot
there
she
she
did in the
goes
beer
again with
hall
the
in
beer.
Indiana. And then she went on. Then she
there's
just started
another beer.
pounding brews, is what it looked like to me, Mike. Just
Okay.
swatting them down.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Look at that. She's
Where's
having
the
a great
lime?
time.
Do you do lime in Puerto Rico?
It depends on the beer. Yeah, you can put a lime in there if you like. But you know what? I think
okay.
maybe this is like the sort of the wrap party for the campaign almost. If she's come to terms with it anyway. You go down to Puerto Rico for a long weekend, have a couple beers, party with
She
the
looks
locals.
great. I got to tell you, she's
having
amazing.
fun.
If you ever start to feel too good about yourself, they have this thing called the internet. And you can find a lot of people there who don't like you. And I'd like to address some of them now. Babson Lacrosse, you can suck it. Diane Fan, you can suck it. Cougar Letter, you can really suck it, because it's all year, you've been after me all year. And to my husband, Jeff, I love you, and thank you. Thank you very much.
Googling herself a little bit too much.
I know. That is something you sort of say when you see that, but I gotta tell you, I don't wanna hear about your craft. I don't wanna hear
No.
about a performance.
Thank you.
Don't do that in your acceptance speech.
No.
Say something funny, or just thank you, or how about this? Had a feeling I might win tonight. Thanks a lot.
There you
And
go.
Get off the stage.
And Tina Fey probably had that feeling. She won Best Actress, 30 Rock Best Comedy, Alec Baldwin Best Actor.
Big,
By the way,
big
this is Courtney
sweep for 30
Hazlett.
Rock.
We just rolled right into it.
Yeah, we're just rolling right into it today.
All right, let's start. So that's the TV winner. 30 Rock was the big TV winner.
And we're thrilled about that. We love 30 Rock, and not just because we're sitting in 30 Rock right now, but it's a fantastic show.
Much
It took
deserved.
so long to catch on, and glad we're finally giving credit.
You know how I am when I watch these shows. All I'm thinking about is fashion, Courtney.
know,
Who looks good? Who are the winners and
I
losers? Let's see if
know.
we agree. Who are you looking at?
Okay, we need to look quickly at Renee Zellweger.
Okay.
Can we see a photo of Renee Zellweger? All right, it's okay there. Pull back, wait for it, wait for it. I don't know if you're gonna get the full screen. Okay, all right.
What's the problem?
Hot mess.
Is it?
It's really not good. It was
Why? What
unfortunate.
happened?
When you saw her go up to the podium, she looked uncomfortable. She looked draped in the black. I don't know, and none of it worked. But let me show you someone else who even larger gasps.
Oh, no.
Drew Barrymore. Drew
Was there something
Barrymore.
going on with her hair? Did she have a session before the show?
Okay, the dress is pretty, but the hair, let's just say it looks like she just came out from under the bleachers or something.
Oh.
I mean, but let's talk about the real winners, the people who won the awards. Slumdog Millionaire.
Big winner.
Basically shut out everybody else. Now, the 3 films that had the most nominations, Doubt, Frost Nixon, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, completely shut out, and that's because of Slumdog Millionaire. Totally, totally deserved. Also on Thursday, we were talking about, I was afraid that John Adams, it had been, it was a year ago that we were watching John Adams and saying how fantastic it was. I said, I hope the Hollywood Foreign Press has a good memory because this show deserves every award.
They did great.
They did great. Laura Linney, Paul Giamatti, Tom Wilkinson, they all got credit last night.
You know, 7's usually a lucky
Hey.
number, Mika. I mean,
Top of
I'm
the
not a
block.
gambling guy like McCain is or Robert
Yeah.
Gibbs, but Wall Street
Lucky
yesterday,
7.
straight 7s, not good.
No.
Biggest loss ever in a day. Here on set with us, CNBC's own resident international superstar, Erin Burnett, and my gosh, the Wall Street Journal's international superstar, galactic superstar,
it's
Peggy
just-
Noonan.
oh, my
What
gosh.
a big day.
And everyone described it as it was as if there was the biggest golf match going on, or the biggest football game ever going on. Everyone was standing watching the floor.
You just
The
don't
Washington floor.
You don't ever put big votes out there that you don't know are going to pass. That was stunning.
Right.
But a lot of people said that they were voting against it on principle, that it just wasn't the right thing to do. You beg to differ.
Well, and I know that obviously Peggy probably has a point of view on this too, but you go vote against them. First of all, they did have the votes, is my belief, going in, and then people thought that, oh, for sure it's going to pass. I can get the political points at home where this is unpopular by at the last minute putting my vote against. That's at least what I believe happened. And then the question becomes, as an elected representative, particularly in Congress, at some point, where do you draw the line between what your constituents want and your point of view as to what is best for the country? It's a tough one. I don't know.
All right, let's talk about Yankees going to the World Series. Last night, it just ended about 5.5 hours ago. Game 6 of the American League Championship Series against the Angels in the Bronx. Bottom of the 4th, the Yankees went down 1-0 early, but Johnny Damon comes through with a clutch 2-run single here. Robbie Cano and Nick Swisher score. The Yankees have the lead, and they wouldn't give it back. It's 2-1 there. The top of the 8th, Yankees up 3-1. Things did get tight. Mariano Rivera came in for a 2-inning save, but he gives up an RBI single to Vlad Guerrero. The lead is just 3-2. Bottom of the 8th, though, a costly error. Another one. The Angels very sloppy in this series. Melky Cabrera lays down a bunt. Scott Kazmir airmails one. Oof. Past the first baseman, Robbie Cano scores. 4-2 Yankees. Second consecutive fielding error in the same inning on a bunt. Melky moves over to second base. 9th inning. Mariano Rivera, who else, puts it away with a save to end the game. Yankees win 5-2. They win the series 4-2. Their 40th AL pennant. First trip to the World Series since 2003. CC Sabathia wins the ALCS. MVP. He'll start Game 1. Andy Pettitte was terrific. His 16th career postseason win. That's a major league record. They're now 5-0 at home this postseason. As we said, Game 1 Wednesday night against the defending champion Philadelphia Phillies. That game's in the Bronx. CC Sabathia versus Cliff Lee. Saints looking to stay undefeated, facing Miami. A wild game. 34-31. The Saints were down. Drew Brees sneaks in for a touchdown, puts them up 37-34. Saints now up 40-34. Chad Henne floats one out to the sideline. Tracy Porter intercepts, returns 54 yards for the touchdown, weaving back to the middle of the field. Saints complete the comeback. 46-34 was the final. They are now 6-0 and looking kind of unstoppable on offense. Vikings, meanwhile, also looking to stay unbeaten. Visiting Pittsburgh, though, a tough test. Fourth quarter, Minnesota's driving, 3rd and goal from the 8. Uh-oh. The Steelers' Brett Keisel strips Brett Favre of the ball. Lamar Woodley, that's a big man. Somebody's got to catch that man, but they don't. He motors 77 yards for the touchdown. Pittsburgh 20-10 there. And another huge defensive play here. Brett Favre, he is a little interception prone if you're going to make a criticism of him. That wasn't so great there. Off Adrian Peterson, Ryan Fox runs it 82 yards for a touchdown. Steelers win 27-17. Vikes get their first loss of the year. Steelers' 10th straight win at home. Defense doing the job there. Little American football in London. 84,000 people pack in Wembley Stadium to watch the Patriots and the hapless Bucks. It was all Pats. Tom Brady, a 55-yard touchdown pass here to Sam Aiken. A little short crossing pattern. He does the work. Where's the defense? 1, 2, 3. He just runs away from everybody. 21-0 New England there. Patriots go on to win 35-7. Brady finished 26 of 32, 308 yards and 3 touchdowns. Across the river from Yankee Stadium, the Giants were hosting the Cardinals in the Sunday Nighter on NBC. Weird play here. Eli Manning's pass to Manningham, tipped by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, caught by the rookie Hakeem Nicks, who runs it 62 yards for a touchdown. Take him any way we can get him. 14-7 Giants there, but Cardinals do come back to win this one. Kurt Warner, a 6-yard TD pass to Jason Wright. Cards go up 24-14. They win 24-17. Giants looking a little sloppy the last 2 weeks. He's been waiting patiently. The great Joe Torre, of course, the Los Angeles Dodgers manager. I still think of him as the Yankees manager. That's just me.
Good.
Also, I live in L.A. I think of him as the Dodgers manager. Okay? He's our guy now.
Thanks, also, the founder of the Joe Torre Safe at Home Foundation, having its big annual gala in New York.
Great.
Joe, it's a thrill to have you here.
Thanks, Willie.
Let's start with the news. Manny Ramirez reports saying that he's been offered a very handsome deal to stay in L.A. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I have not talked to my general manager, Ned Coletti, here in the last couple of days, but I know we're certainly interested in keeping him. Manny has expressed interest in wanting a real long-term contract. He's 36 years old, which is not old, but again, when you think about long-term, when you're playing in the National League without the designated hitter, it forces you to play every day in the field, which, you know, I can see him playing for a good period of time, but I think that's going to be a decision.
Is he the single craziest person you have ever worked with in your professional capacity?
No, far from it.
Okay.
Far from it. A couple of those guys
Not
may be at our
crazy.
dinner tonight.
Pitchers are crazier, right?
Yeah, well, pitchers are allowed to be crazier.
Yeah.
And you took the Dodgers to the National League Championship Series in your first season in L.A. I don't think a lot of people expected that.
Hey, Pete?
Talk a little bit about the contrast. You were in New York managing for a long time. Now you're in L.A., perceived more laid back out there. What's the difference?
Got to be careful. The laid back, I was presented that, I was asked that question a number of times. You know, what's the difference? I said, well, is it more laid back? Yeah, it's more laid back, but I don't want to mislead you to think that winning wasn't important. Right. And I had to make sure that I walked that fine line. But it is a lot different. I mean, the Yankee Stadium, I don't think you can compare any ballpark to Yankee Stadium and the energy that's on the East Coast. But we got a little noisy late in the year, which was great for us.
All right, very excited about this. Here with us now, NBA legend and chairman and CEO of Magic Johnson Enterprises. He is, of course, Earvin Magic Johnson. He's got a new book out. It's called 32 Ways to Be a Champion in Business. I want to talk about the book in a moment. And speaking of business, Magic, you come from Lansing, Michigan. Your dad worked at an assembly plant. Talk about the bailout, whether or not you think we ought to do it, and what Lansing, Michigan, and towns like it in the Midwest now look like since you grew up there.
Yeah, it's tough for the state of Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, places like that, Tennessee, that really depended on the automotive industry to supply jobs to the people who live there. And then the bailout situation, before I would give money, I would also want to know the strategy, the plan. What are you going to do with the money? Are you going to build more hybrids? Are you going to build more green cars? Are you going to build more cars that we like in terms of design-wise, smaller, more fuel-efficient cars? And so it's really bothering me too, because those CEOs are getting $15, $16 million bonuses. Are you going to cut those bonuses to help drive the economy and make the automotive industry better for America and for all the workers as well?
I need you to settle something for me.
Okay.
Best player in the NBA, LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe is the best finisher in basketball. He has 3
He's better than
championships.
LeBron.
He's better than LeBron right today, yes. No championships yet. He's still got to prove it on the big stage.